Good morning. It's a blustery Sunday where I am. Midday today. Simon Attridge, hopefully, is going to allow you to give yourself a break. So you can join him on Zoom for some meditations and reflections and some optional chat. So yeah, if you're fancying that at noon today, highly recommended.
Thanks, mate.
Morning. So, purpose and meaning and determination and focus are very much on my mind at the moment. Having watched the film Gandhi a couple of days ago, I don't think I've ever seen it before. I was aware of Gandhi as a figure. I knew a little bit about what he did. But it was fascinating and inspiring for me to learn what he was all about and the sacrifices that he endured in order to pursue his purpose. So he was treated very badly. He was abused and locked up in prison several times, and he went on fasting hunger strikes several times, because he believed in creating a free India free of British rule. We just marched in and said, yeah, we'll have this. We'll use this puppet state to do whatever we want and exploit the people. And colonialism is a bit of a dark stain on our past, I feel. Anyway, I shan't go into that. What inspired me was the man and his single-minded focus and determination to achieve something that, at the beginning of his quest, pretty much everyone thought was impossible. For this small, humble, peaceful man to achieve transformation for a whole nation, peacefully. Yeah. I'm thinking about the Black Lives Matter movement, and I spoke a couple of weeks ago about how do we achieve that kind of change in society without revolution. I couldn't think of any examples of massive shifts in consciousness and shifts in societal ways of being without there having been some kind of bloody revolution. And yet there's Gandhi actually doing that. So hats off to him. It shows that it is possible. Morning. So maybe the Black Lives Matter movement can take something from that, with lots of determination and focus and peaceful demonstrations at the right time, in the right way, in the right places. Something can happen there without bloodshed. Not to say there wasn't bloodshed in India, there was. The Hindus and the Muslims fought a lot. And that's one of the things that Gandhi fasted for. He almost died because there wasn't peace. He wanted peace in the country. He wanted it all to be united. And I think he pretty much saw that before he was killed. Spoiler alert. So great, a great man and a great story. And it got me thinking about my purpose. And I feel that of late I have really identified what my purpose is. Morning. And it's doing this kind of work around mental health, holistic well-being, personal development, facilitating a space to support others towards their goals, towards healing, towards becoming themselves through psychotherapy, mental health, first aid training, workplace well-being, coaching, that type of stuff. And that is a big passion. Morning. Big passion for me. Doesn't feel like work, which is always a good clue, I think. It feels like a vocation, a purpose. It was really rewarding to work with some clients for the past 8 weeks and see how they embraced change and took so much from our work together. It gave me something, not in an egoic sense, but in a sense of that inner reward of, yeah, I'm making a difference here. I'm making a fundamental difference in people's lives, small and humble as it may be. Morning. And yeah, I suppose if I could put it all under an umbrella of what is it that I'm doing, what is my purpose, I suppose it's about compassion and mindful awareness. And I say on my website, everything I do is based on compassion and mindfulness. And yet there are various other things that I'm really passionate about and would like to help to bring about change in the world. So, for example, I'm a big environmentalist, and I don't go on marches particularly and that type of stuff, but I do what I can to protect the environment, raise awareness of issues around the environment, try to make as little impact as possible, treading lightly, and perhaps raising awareness, inspiring others to do the same. I'm also a vegan. I'm really into animal rights and having respect and compassion for all beings. And part of that is environmentalism as well. And part of it is also to do with my own physical health. So lots of reasons for it. But it all comes under the umbrella of compassion and mindfulness. Morning. So I suppose that's kind of my essence, what I feel are my values. And it's a bit of a struggle sometimes, to be honest, to try and juggle all of the things that I'm passionate about and want to make a difference in. So I could ditch all the mental health stuff, ditch all the psychotherapy stuff, and become an environmental campaigner or an outspoken vegan activist. But we only have a certain amount of time and energy. And I also have some children who I look after for 50% of the time. So, yeah, I sometimes feel that life is short and it's not possible to focus on all of the things that we're passionate about. Certainly I feel that way in my own life. And there's this thing called compassion fatigue, where there's so much going on in the world, so many causes, so much suffering, that we can end up diluting our compassion, spreading it too thinly and actually running out almost of compassion and energy towards supporting all these different causes and people, animals and societies that are suffering. So it's tough. It's tough to find a balance, I think. Hello. Little doggy. So I'm trying to be compassionate with myself, really, and saying, yeah, you have only got so much time, so much energy. I can't do everything that I'm passionate about. I can't focus on all of these causes. So for me, I suppose it's a work in progress of trying to focus on some things that I can change, some things that I can do in however short this lifetime is, and try to make a positive difference, leave the world a little bit better than it was when I arrived, and touch the lives that I rub up against in positive ways, like with my clients that I've just finished working with. So feeling that that's enough, I suppose, is where I'm coming from, rather than focusing on all of the things that I'm not doing or could be doing that I am passionate about. Yes. So I suppose I'm still trying to get that laser focus that Gandhi had. He really had one cause for his whole life that he fought passionately for. And I use the word fought, but he didn't do anything that wasn't peaceful. He refused to do any kind of confrontation. He just spoke and sat and fasted and did it all with passion and determination and wonderful humility. So a great role model for me, and maybe it's a work in progress for me about trying to focus on one thing that I can really make a difference in. And maybe when I find that, maybe that's when things will really take off for me in a nearly said in a business sense, but I don't want to get hung up on money as a means of success. I'd rather judge myself based on how much impact I'm having, how many lives I can positively affect. So I was thinking about that after I had that Reiki session with Marcus the other day, and the intention that I set ahead of the Reiki distance healing was around my business and how to reach more people. And I suppose I could extend that to the hive as well. We're nearly 300 people now in the hive, which is wonderful. Maybe we can have a small party and send a cake round to whoever the 300th person is. Invite some people along. Your friend might be the 300th person. Hurrah! Send them a little cake. Vegan cake. Where was I? Yeah, so expanding the business, reaching more people with what I do. And when I went on a walk the next day, I had an idea about how I can do that. And you know that old adage, I think it's an Irish thing, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. So basically, don't expect different results if you keep doing the same thing all the time. And what I've been doing as regards advertising for my business is mostly on Facebook. And I tried doing something a bit different on Facebook the other day with my kind of Star Warsy advert story. Advertorial. And some people liked it, some people didn't. And I thought, actually, it's time to do something different. Not just advertise on Facebook, but to get out and do some talks in things like mental health groups. There's a cafe opening in Manchester which is all based on mental health and well-being. So I thought, yeah, let's reach out, let's just get out there and speak in front of people. So that's what I plan to do as soon as lockdown rules allow. Yeah, so inspired by Gandhi and some Reiki and different ways of thinking, I will hopefully come to some more focus around my purpose and how I can impact more people, how I can support people, facilitate a space for their growth, healing, awareness around mental health, personal development, becoming who you are, removing the masks, being vulnerable, and finding spiritual purpose. All of that gubbins. It feels big. It feels like a lot, and maybe it's too much for one small, humble life. I don't know, but I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens. And maybe the focus of what my true purpose is will come into sharper focus as I continue this journey. I do hope the wind is not making me hard to hear for you. And I think that's all for today. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, and I just invite you to have a little scan of your life, and I wonder if you have identified what your purpose is. Why are you here? Why are any of us here? But do you have a sense of what your purpose is on this planet, in this particular Earth suit? And if so, are you following your purpose? Are you taking steps every day towards serving your reason for being? I know that for many years I was not. Didn't know what my purpose was, and I was just existing, and that's when depression came calling. And when I realised what I thought my purpose was, I still resisted it for some time. Morning. And depression came calling again, until I embraced it and started out on this particular journey, this particular phase of my journey. And I won't say I'm depression free, but it's in the background instead of the foreground. And generally, I'm pretty content. So, how about you? Tell me about your purpose, if you wish, or just have a little reflect on it. And if you haven't found it yet, that's okay. And if you know what it is, but you're not there yet, that's okay too. Gaining awareness is the first step to transformation. So maybe you're on those steps. I always like to think of stepping stones, I get images of stepping stones. And wherever you are, whether you're on the riverbank about to step out onto the first stone, or you haven't found the river yet, or you're halfway across, or you're all the way across to the other side, it doesn't matter. We're all on a journey. Yeah, so great respect for Gandhi, great respect for you wherever you are on your journey. It's okay. You're in the hive, and hopefully you get something from that. And perhaps there will be little chinks of light, little seeds being planted, which will help me, help you, help somebody else in your life or in the hive to work towards whatever our purpose may be, individually and collectively. So I always say that's it for today and then end up speaking for another 3 minutes. But that is it for today. Enjoy your Sunday. And midday, join Simon for some reflections, meditations and optional chat. And I shall see you at 8 p.m. tomorrow on the Hive with a very special guest. I'll go home now and do some posts to tell you all about it. Take care, have fun, and may your stepping stone journey towards your purpose be be full of joy and moments of enlightenment. Take care. Goodbye.